Well, there's just whatever is happening or not. There's just what is, and what is already not separate. There are no different parts already. There is no dividing line. There is no one separate from what is to know what is. There's just simply what is. Even thinking that I'm separate from what is just what is. So this, as it is, can never be known because there's nothing separate from this to know this already. There's just this. Whatever that seems to be happening, thinking that there's something other than this is also just this. The seeking that seems to be happening, thinking, looking, searching, emotions, the body, the room, is just this already. There's no separation. So the seeker in the story, it may seem as if there is a real seeker who's seeking, who's getting closer, who's about to get it. But that's just the story. There is already no seeker to get anything, and there's nothing to get. There's just what's happening. What seems to be the seeker seeking for this is just what's happening. Is already not personal. There is already no real seeker who's seeking for this, who will eventually find this already. There's just this also expressing as that. And as well, the recognition that may seem to be happening or that may seem to happen doesn't belong to anyone. There can be a recognition that there's just this. There was already no seeker who was seeking. But there is no one who can actually recognize that there's just this. It can only be just what is this. Recognizing that it has never been an individual, it has never been a seeker, it has always been itself as everything. So there is already no seeker who's seeking, and there's nothing to seek for. There's just what's happening, and what's happening is already empty. It's not happening to anyone, it's not happening for anyone. Yet there may seem to be a storyline They may seem as if there is a real faith who's getting somewhere. There's a faith who's facing some difficulties in life, who's living life, who was born one day, but that's just a story. There's already no faith who was born one day. There's already no faith who's seeking for anything. There's just this, as pressing as that already. So the seeker faith can never really fall away, can never really collapse, because faith as separate from this is already not there. It's just this already. There can be a recognition that there's just this. There's no faith, there's no seeker, and there's nothing to find. This can never be found because it's just this. It's this already. So it's never lost. It's already here or nowhere. So there's only everything. There's nobody to find everything. There's nobody who's seeking for everything. There's just simply everything. Also expressing as somebody who's seeking, somebody who thinks that is separate from everything. But that somebody is already everything. So there's no real separate somebody. It's already this, it's already everything. The longing itself to find this is already this. Thinking that there's somebody there is already this. Trying to find this is already this. There is never not this. And there's no one here who knows anything. And there's no one there who's even listening. There can be a listening happening, talking happening, which are already empty and full. There is only this. There is already no separation. Even what seems to be a separation is already this. Or the thought of separation is already that which is not separate already. So a thought of separation doesn't mean that it's not an evidence that there's a real separation. It's just that which is not separate, also expressing as a thought of separation. The emotions uh, are also that which is not separate, expressing as emotions. The body is already this. As well, labels. Labels are also an expression of this. This expressing as labels. So there is no future already. There is no past. There is no present. There can be opinions that may seem to be coming up saying there is a future, you know, in the near future, in the past, this and that happened, but those are just opinions appearing in this. Those are just coming up in this. It's just a story. The future, the past, the present is just a story also appearing in this. Tomorrow can never be reached. You can say tomorrow I will do this and that. Then when it's tomorrow, it's already today. So you can never reach tomorrow. Tomorrow it's always gonna be tomorrow. Then when you try to reach tomorrow, it's already tomorrow. Then so all is imagined by no one. There's just this. This can never really be described. This is beyond any description because this is not a thing. It can never really be pointed at because there's nothing separate from it to point to it already. There's no one to point to this. There's no one to know this. There's no one to get this because there's just this. There's no separation. Separation is just a story. Looking for the way out is just a story. Trying to find this is just a story, which is already just this, expressing as that. So if you have any questions or you want to share something, feel free to do so. You can unmute. Yes. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I was just wondering when you said empty and full at the same time. Could you say a bit more about that?
Yeah, it's empty. It's empty and full. It's nothing yet appearing as every apparent thing. Because when I say apparent thing, there are no real things.
Mm.
You know, It's just nothing that can never really be seen or grasped, yet appearing as every apparent thing.
Mm.
Even the story itself is already empty. It's already empty. There is no one behind anything. There is no one even behind that question who's asking the question. It's just this, expressing as that. There is no one who wants to know. It's just this asking a question, this giving an answer. But yet there are no real answers. There are no real questions. There's no one separate. There's no one who's separate from this, who's asking a question. There's no one separate from this giving an answer. It's just this already. So this is beautiful. It is neutral, yet appearing as the opposites, good and bad, top or bottom, left or right. So the one who's searching, who's looking for this, is already not there as separate from this. It's just this already appearing as somebody looking for this. So there is no one already to fall away because everything is this already. This can never be found because there's only this. Who is there outside of this to find this? Is there even outside? Everything is this. Every thought, every sensation, every feeling, every question, every answer. So faith can never be found. Faith is just a thought construct. It's just a thought which is already this, expressing as that. And the thoughts, when are looked for, they can never be found. Even the one who's looking is already not there. So I would say there can be a knowledge in the memory that I'm this person. I was born one day, grew up in a certain location, was given a name and a surname. There's just a knowledge. The body, when that body was born, it has no name. It had no name in the forehead there. It was just nameless. There was no knowledge of self, you know, until when the boy grew up, because the parents kept on repeating the name Faith. It was recorded there in the consciousness that I'm Faith, but there's just nothing there. It's just nothing there.
Yes,
So
I get very, sorry.
okay, go ahead. It's free.
I was
Go
just going
ahead.
to say, I'm, it seems like I'm very attached to who I am, to being Faith. And um, so, and, and being attached means that I'm very attached to the emotions and that go with it and the thoughts that go with it. And I have to admit that I don't really understand um, or I can't really embrace that which you speak of. But when I listen to you on YouTube, usually, well, always, that attachment that I have to faith um, uh, lessens. It reduces, so so that the anxiety that I live with constantly um, is reduced, and I can relax into being not faith. Does that make sense?
I understand. I understand.
Mm. So I'm very thankful for what you speak of, even though it's not my experience, not my usual experience. Mm.
Yeah, I must say as well that this, as it is, can never be experienced by anyone. There is no one to actually experience this because there's just this already. This saying, this is not my experience, but I love hearing, I love watching your videos, you know, it's already just that which can never be known, expressing as that. So when those words come up, it is seen that it's just this saying those words already. There is already no faith who's separate from this, who's going to find this, who's gonna fall away. It's already just this faith, or what seems to be faith, is this already. So that's what it is. That's what is seen here. So it doesn't matter what seems to be coming up there, you know, but it's beautiful as it is. Whatever that seems to be coming up, it's beautiful. It's okay. It's not wrong or right. It's just what is. You know, it's just what's happening. There isn't anyone there who's experiencing anything. There is no woman, there's no men, there are no children, no animals, no trees. Everything is this. Yet in the story, it may seem as if they are animals. There's a woman or a man. The story somehow, for a story to be beautiful, it has to be decorated, with those. Oh, there's a woman, there's so and so, there are children, there are trees, clouds. But this, as it is not a story. It is not a story. Yet it appears as stories. It is neutral. It is quiet. It is silence itself. It can never be reached because it's already the case. It's already here. Can never be found because it never lost. Everything that is seeking for this is already this. So there's no real thing that is seeking for this because there's just this already. Whatever is happening, thinking that there's separation is this already. Trying to get something other than this is this already. Saying that this is not my experience is just also an expression of this. So there is no one separate from this who's responsible for anything. Fate has never taken any decision. Fate has never been responsible for anything because there's no fate. It's just the totality. It's just what is wholeness, doing all things. So right now, where is the story? Where is fate's story right now? Can it be found? Is it there? So
Yeah,
so sorry about that.
that was funny. Yeah, yeah, I was talking about but yeah, listening to your words calms the anxiety, but if I'm not listening to them, then I'm caught up in this story of who I think I am. That I can't touch, I can't find, but I'm caught up into that. And it's very uncomfortable, very unpleasant.
Yeah.
Mm.
But right now, Faith, where is the story right now?
Well, it's 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 I'm not experiencing it, but if I wasn't sitting with you, I might I would I might be experiencing it. It's like when I sit with you, it calms down and I can't find it. But at other times, well, I suppose it's never there, but I imagine it's there maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, it's already not there. In the same way, when you try to find the past can only be imagined, but you cannot find the past. You can look around, there's no past.
No.
What about the future? Can you see the future now?
No, it's only imagined.
Yeah, all is imagined. So even faith can never be found. Faith is imaginary. There's no faith. There is a body. There is a body. It's just a body. But the one who claims to be the body is already not there. The one who says, it's my body, oh, I'm going to take care of my body. There's no one there. So the body is empty. Everything is empty. Everything is already nameless. The computer screen doesn't say it's a computer screen. You say it's a computer screen. So somehow that seems to be imposed, Itself as it is already nothing. The room doesn't say I'm a room. You say it's a room, but itself as it is, it's nothing. It has never said anything. So everything is nothing already. And they're saying, and the seeing itself is empty. It has no seer. And the seeing itself, it says nothing. But because of the knowledge and the memory, they may seem as if the labeling may seem to happen. So, I see the room. I see the computer screen. But there's already no one seeing anything. There's just seeing, which is already empty. There is no seer. There is no real separate seer who can see things already. So there's just seeing and nothing is seen. And this is not even this. Sometimes when I say this, it may seem as if it's an object or some sort, but it's never really an object. So, there's really nothing to hold on to. So the closest word is nothing, nothing. Because the apparent mind, when you say this, sometimes it may some try to hold on to something. It's as if it's something, but there's just nothing. Everything's nothing.
So thoughts are already appearing from nothing. Thoughts come and go, but this doesn't come and go. It's already here. It can never be seen. It can never be grasped. Can never be known. It has no location. There is no center. Because it's everything already. It can never be understood. I don't understand it because there's no one here to understand it. There's just emptiness here. And there's no one there to understand it. It's not even in it. It's not a thing. Yet it's every apparent thing. So the one who seems to be searching for it, to be looking for it, is already it. That which is searching for this is already that which is being searched for. That which is looking for this is already that which is being looked for, if I may say. So the longing itself and what seems to and that which seems to be somebody longing and what is being longed for is already this. There is no separation.
Yeah, there's no escape.
Yes.
No escape. Mm.
There is no escape. Even the thought that seems to arise in this, trying to seek for this, is already this.
Mm.
It's already arising from that which it's trying to seek for. So it's already dead. There's no escape. There's nothing separate from this already. There's no faith who's separate from this, who cannot understand this. There's just this. There's no Nkosi. There's no world. There's just this. This which is nothing being everything. This unknowable, indescribable, formless, spaciousness, wholeness. You can call it whatever. It doesn't really mind. Because this as it is already wordless. There are no words. So to say it's a duck, it's a locust, it's a fly, it doesn't matter. It doesn't mind because it's not a man or a woman. It's not a human being. It has no location. It is everywhere and nowhere. There's no distance to cover. There's nowhere to get to already. And there's no one to get to anyway. There's nothing to fix. There's nothing to find. There's nobody who's trying to find anything. There's just this, whatever is happening, thinking, trying, searching, feeling scared, feeling happy, joyful or not. Everything is an expression of this already. So this is deathless. This is birthless. This has never been born. Therefore, it never dies. When the body drops, it recognizes itself that it has never been a body, that it has always been life, expressing in everything. All the bodies is just this life expressing in all the bodies. It's just one life. There is already no one who has a life. There's just life expressing in everybody. So when the body drops, life recognize itself that it has never been a certain body. It has always been all the bodies and everything. So that is just a story. That is just a story. No one has ever been born. Therefore, no one will ever die. It is seen when the body drops that this was just a play. As it is seen right now when this body is still active, that is just a play. Nothing needs to be taken seriously. But somehow this needs to be enjoyed while while the dream is still happening. It needs to be enjoyed. Because life is never lost. There's no one to lose life. There's just life. There's no one to find life. There's just life. It's not good or bad. It's not happening to anyone. It's just life expressing. Expressing itself as everything, as everybody. So this is beautiful. What you really are will never taste death. So the one who identifies with the body is already not there. That is imagined. The one who's afraid of death can never be found. It's just an idea. It's just a thought constructs. That is never there. So this is beautiful. Yeah, welcome, Anand. So this is already the case. It doesn't matter what thoughts may seem to say. Thoughts may say a whole lot of things. You know,
Mm.
I need to do this, can't get it, I'm on the way, but why this, why that, you know. But this as it is already it's already the case. Yet it's also this expressing as thoughts, saying a whole lot of things. This as it is already opinionless. Yet different opinions may seem to come up, say, oh, this should not be like this. I think this should be changed. I don't like what's happening. I love what's happening. But this as it is already empty and free and opinionless. It's already not going anywhere. But something may seem to come up and say, oh, I think we are getting somewhere. But it's already not going anywhere. It's just is. It's just what is. It is empty and free to be anything. It doesn't mind. It doesn't see the other. Yet seeing the other is also this. Seeing the other is not wrong or right. It's just what's happening. It's already not being done by anybody. And it doesn't mean that there's something that needs to be done. It's just also an expression of this. This expressing as seeing the other, this expressing as not seeing the other. There is no escape, as you were saying. Yeah, this can never really be gotten because there's no separation. Everything is this already. Yeah. Are there any last questions or comments or sharing before we close?
No, just to say thank you so much. I really appreciate the time that you spend sharing, and yeah, I'm very thankful.
You're welcome. Always welcome, Faith. Yeah. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Thank you, Faith. Thank you, Anada. Good nights and good morning.